What is up, everybody? Man, ZOM has been killer. Woo! I'm loving this. I really hope you guys got in on the action here. Welcome to Trades, where we have technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I am not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The reason that I started this channel is because a couple of years back, I was about $30,000 deep in some medical debt, and I was very fortunate to have some close family, friends, and mentors that pushed me to work hard and invest my money. And I am happy to say that not only am I now financially free, but I'm doing pretty well for myself at the age of 23. So if I can pass along any of the information, resources, or tools that are given to me, make the community here a little bit better off than it was before, it's all a guy can ask for. Lastly, if you would not mind, drop a like on the video. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Now, a quick shout out to the guys over the Patreon. We did have quite a few new people join us today. We are almost at 200 members, 199. Cole, Cosmo, KX, Casey, Dan, Kim, Aaron, Stevie, Ritesh, Rahim. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate the support. They will have access to the private Discord as well as real-time insight to my personal trades. So if you're interested, there is a link in the description down below. And watch out for the scammer, guys. This is not me. You'll know it's not me because he doesn't have the gray box around his name. Report it if you can. He's got this phone number. Don't contact it. Don't buy any of his crap. We're going to be giving an update on ticker symbol ZOM. This is one of the penny plays that I recommended for the week, and it is one that I personally got into. I will show you my position in the stock currently. It was a beautiful day. I got it at a dollar cost average of 78.2 cents. Currently sitting up 66%, $2,300. We were up almost 40% on the day. And we're going to run you guys through the price action, where I can see this go moving forward, kind of how I'm planning on playing this out. And let's just get right into the video. So I'm going to just show you guys what ZOM is if you're not familiar. They're a developmental stage company. They create products for companion animals by focusing on the unmet needs of clinical veterinarians. It plans to offer novel diagnostics and therapeutics that focuses on patient health and practice health. And they're up a lot on StockTwits, 65,000 members, up 15% in message volume, down a little bit in sentiment, but up 40% in price. It's been absolutely filthy. Am I too late to jump in? Camila, I would not recommend jumping in right now. I do have a news article pulled up. This was posted today as of 12:21 p.m. Eastern time. So this would have been about 11:20 a.m. in Minnesota. Shares of Zomedica Pharmaceuticals continued the recent rapid ascent on Tuesday. As of 11:33, they were up more than 40%. Their reasoning being anticipation for the launch of Zomedica's point-of-care diagnostic platform for pets on March 30th. The company says its patented system can help detect thyroid and adrenal disease in cats and dogs. And then it also does talk about what I've already talked about, the advertising that has been given by Carol Baskin, the star of Tiger King. We don't mind a little bit of luck in the market. There is always that involved, but the stock is looking really nice right now. One thing I do want to warn you guys of is I expect a pretty harsh pullback on this, and watching the price action in the after hours, I will make the decision on whether I decide to take profits on my stock in my position in ZOM. I honestly might do so, lock in my profits, and then come back to this later in the future when we get closer to that March timeline, as I do see a pullback happening here, right? I always recommend nickel and diming wherever you can, as over time you're going to build out your positions and your portfolios very beautifully. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I would expect a pretty harsh pullback here in the future, but one thing that does look nice is if you look at the RSI indicator, the relative strength index, anything over 70 being overbought, anything under 30 oversold. Historically speaking, the corrections don't seem to be that bad. We make pretty smooth movements, guys, right? So, I mean, if we look here, when we had our first run up to about 52 cents, our correction was down to about 40 cents. This run up here, we saw up to $1. I mean, this is as smooth and stair-stepping as it gets, right? So the corrections really aren't that bad. Looking at the RSI indicator, we are actually currently trading neutral at 55, and that was not that bad of a pullback, right? I know some people probably got a little bit nervous when we saw these big red candles right here, right? So if we zoom in on this and take a look, that does look like a little bit of a pullback, right? We were up to about $1.35, got down to about $1.13, but honestly, guys, looking at the RSI indicator, that's really not that bad of a pullback. We pulled back to 55. If this was bad, it came down to 30, we would have touched $1. So this really isn't bad whatsoever. I'm actually liking this a lot. I'm liking how this is holding up. And that's why I haven't exited my trade yet, is the stock is holding up very well, and that leads me to believe that traders aren't necessarily coming to this. So if we look at the psychology of the RSI indicator, guys, right? Typically when a trader comes in and day trades or swing trades a stock, you can tell because the corrections after the run-up are pretty harsh. And investors don't really care about the dips, right? Investors are staying in the stock ups and downs until they reach their price target, until a certain date, until they feel like they've locked in enough profits. And we're seeing that happen right now. And I think that's leading me to believe that this, some people are looking forward to that March date, just like that article had mentioned, and are going to hold their position in the stock at least until then. I've seen some different price targets floating around here, anywhere from $3 to $4. And I mean, March is a long ways away, and we touched almost $1.50 today. I think we actually went over $1.50, $1.48 right here. That looks pretty close to $1.50. We're halfway there. We're halfway to $3, and it's January, so I do expect a pullback. I'm just going to be completely transparent. The volume looked really nice today, which is why we saw some more volatility, a lot of action in the pre-market. We pushed through that dollar mark very easily. There was never even really a retest of that dollar mark. So that looks absolutely beautiful. I'm loving the price action on that. It looks very nice. We do have a large gap between the 200 EMA, the Exponential Moving Average, and the 15-day VAMA, the Volume Adjusted Moving Average. And this is an average valuation trend line based on given volume. And this is a 200-day moving average based on price action. So we did have the crossover confirmation of the VAMA over the 200 EMA, which is a bullish indicator, and the gap here has just been growing day by day by day. And the larger this gap grows, the more bullish of territory this is from a macroscopic scale. So this is looking very, very bullish right now, and that's why I'm still holding my position in the stock, guys. You guys know me. If you've been around for a while, some people give me flack because I sell out of stocks too early while they're running up, but I'm not going to say that this hasn't run out of steam yet. This is a risky play. It was under $1, yesterday, so the risk is there, right? But the price action and the way that this is holding is leading me to believe that there may be more room to run. And I'm going to be very careful. I'm watching this in the after hours. If I do see a pretty harsh pullback, I'm going to exit my trade. And everyone at the Patreon and the Discord will know. And I will also post that on Twitter in case you are interested. But it's looking really solid right now, guys. So the current support and resistance levels we're looking at support about $1.15 was a previous level of resistance, and we did hold up very well at $1.15 on the charts here. So that is a nice acting level of support. And then we are currently looking at another level of support right around $1. I would argue $1.25, and we have been hovering right around that in the after hours. And then the overlying theme of resistance we're going to be looking for tomorrow to see if this keeps running up is going to be right around here at $1.50. Now, if you are looking to get into the stock as a midterm hold leading into March, right? I have talked about this in my previous video that I am considering holding until March. It'll depend a lot on the price action I see over the next 24 hours. I may consider locking in profits. I may hold till March. I will update you all. But if you are considering holding until March and are looking for an entry point, I would watch for a pullback to $1. If we do pull back pretty harshly tomorrow, I think that's going to be a big level to retest. And if you see a bounce off $1, that may be a good time to get into your trade. Now, you may be saying, okay, trade, well, what if we bounce off $1 and then retest again and push through? Well, if you're nervous about that, first off, I want to tell you, if this hits $3 or $4, you're not going to be sweating that in 2 months. But second off, you could put in half your position at $1, right? And then if you see another bounce or a rejection a second time, 82 cents is a nice second acting level of support. And you could dollar cost average and meet somewhere in the middle of these two ranges, right around 90 or 91 cents, and you'd be sitting really nice for a couple months from now, right? So ZOM is looking very nice right now. I do believe this is going to have some great potential based on their true form of drug that they are working on, regarding all the different pet therapies and stuff with thyroid. So ZOM looks very nice. We're going to change this to a 2-day, 1-minute chart just to give you guys a couple of different confirmations based on the price action we're seeing right now. We did have the crossover on the VAMA over the 200 EMA early in the pre-market, and we hung above that up until about an hour before the market closed, and we are currently just about crossed over again on the VAMA over the 200 EMA, and that is a huge bullish indicator. So we have double confirmation right now that this is not only in bullish territory on the 1-month chart, but also on the 1-day, 1-minute chart. And if we could see a run continue here in the after hours, and it's definitely looking like we might, if we see a gap up between these two levels, that is something to keep in the back of your mind, that we may keep pushing. It's been a really crazy run, but it's definitely looking like ZOM is doing some good stuff. So I'm absolutely loving the price action here. If we look at a couple different patterns, just to give you some confirmation on the bullish movement we've been seeing for the day, we do have a pretty clean looking bullish flag flag, and that is basically just a run-up of price action. So we do have a pretty solid pull here. I will actually shorten it. I think this is a better looking bullish flag. So we have that nice looking action right here. That's the pull. And then if we draw a trend line down, you're seeing a compressing of price action, right? And basically what this is doing, this is giving confirmation to buyers that, hey, this stock is holding up very nicely. Let's keep pushing it for the next leg up. And once we broke through this trend line, this compressing of price action, we did see a nice run. You know, we did have a pretty solid drop, a good profit taking right here, but it's bounced back nicely. And honestly, we're continuing the run right now in the after hours. You know, currently trading about $1.31, $1.32, and it's looking very, very clean. I'm loving the candlesticks on this. If we do zoom in on the 1-day chart, you can tell a lot by the wicks on a candle, and the red wicks, you can see that there's quite a few red wicks on the bottom of these candles, guys. And when you see wicks on the bottom of a red candle, that means that the sellers are very weak, right? And if we look at these green candles, especially in the beginning of the day, you're not seeing much of a wick on the top of the candle, which indicates strong buying presence. And whenever you see these long wicks on the bottom of a green candle, that also indicates strong buying presence. So there's still strong buyers. You know, maybe towards the end of the day, we're looking at a little bit of you know, unrest. Sellers were definitely starting to take control, but looking here in the after hours, it does look like the bulls are stepping back in, and they're going to continue to try to push this stock up. So that's currently how we're looking right now. I will give an update tomorrow morning on whether I decided to sell out of the stock and take profits or continue to hold. It'll depend a lot on how I see the stock hold up over the next you know, couple hours and into tomorrow. If it does hold up very well, I will be up tomorrow morning at about 3 or 3:30 as always to watch the pre-market action, and I'll make a decision based on that. So that's currently how ZOM is looking right now. This is still completely bullish territory. We did have a little bit of bearish action right here, right? We did have this this solid little dip. This is a dip, but we rebounded really nicely. It looks like we're continuing the run right now. So we're going to be retesting some levels of support and resistance right here. So we do have resistance currently sitting right around, I would argue the first level is going to be $1.33. If we push through that, you know, you're looking next at right around here at $1.38, and then the price action between this zone is up to $1.48, guys. So this has been a crazy run for sure. I hope that there's some people out there that made an absolute killing off of this stock. I know that guys over at the Patreon, the private Discord, are doing great. I've read some awesome comments in the comment section. I absolutely love when we hit these grand slams, guys. We're not always going to hit absolutely filthy runs on these stocks, but when you do, you got to capitalize on them and really let them do what they're supposed to do. So I'm just so happy to see that we're doing good things here in the community, and honestly, we're all doing this together. I don't do this by myself. We as a community here at Trace Trades, in the comment section, I get all these suggestions. The Patreon, the private Discord, I get suggestions. That we're all doing this together, guys. So I appreciate everybody so much. I know I couldn't do this by myself. We have so many eyes looking at so many different things. You guys bring me all these different news articles, all these different stocks, all these different sentiments, all these different perspectives that I could never do by myself. So I'm just doubling down big time on the fact that I appreciate everybody. So that is what I have for the video today. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. And lastly, I do have an affiliate link in the description box for TubeBuddy. Now, TubeBuddy is an SEO optimization website that I personally pay a $9 per month membership for, and I highly attribute this to growing from 0 to 6,000 subscribers in a little over 3 weeks. So if you are a content creator or looking to become one, I could not highly recommend this enough. It is a great tool to get your videos into the eyes of your intended audience. And if you do use my link, I'll receive a commission off your purchase at no extra cost to you. So it is a great way to support the channel. And if you're not interested, I am just glad to have your support by taking the time to watch my videos. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I will see you all next time. Peace.